Hi, and thanks for joining. This is John Essig with Simplified Solutions. We're here today to walk through our SAP Analytics Cloud QuickStart Program. In addition, we will be doing a badge giveaway to SAP Financials in March. I think it's the week of March Madness. So we have multiple customers attending that, doing multiple presentations, workshops. Should be a good event. If you're interested in attending and participating in that raffle, please message events at Simplify in this GoToWebinar on the right-hand side of your screen. All right, so we'll start with a very quick introduction to Simplify so you know who we are. We'll walk through a couple slides explaining the SAP roadmap. Why would you consider SAP Analytics Cloud? What are the different use cases? And then we'll walk through our QuickStart program, as well as some example content. We'll definitely try to keep this to half an hour or less. So just to start off with Simplify. So we are based in Oak Park, Illinois, so right outside of Chicago. We have a large consulting base in and around the Chicagoland area, as well as Midwest specifically, although we do have consultants all across the U.S. We are a certified SAP partner with recognized expertise in EPM. We staff our functional folks, have backgrounds of CPAs, like myself, MBAs, and we have a strategic focus on the SAP Analytics product stack. So that includes Analytics Cloud, BPC, BW, SQL HANA modeling, as well as all the integration. So how do you put all of this together, integrate it with ERP, non-SAP, and SAP data sources. Our folks have all been around the space for a long time, working with SAP 10 plus years, and we go back with our roots as one of the original kind of OutlookSoft BPC partners. So that's our background. We're a trusted extension of SAP, so we commonly partner with SAP when working with companies who are evaluating different software, and we focus on services, implementation services, training, as well as staffing. So if you're running your system and your administrator is out for a month, we commonly help companies backfill those roles to keep your lights running. Our goal as a company, we're really a boutique niche partner, and we live and breathe by our references. So our goal is always to keep our customers 100% happy. To the point where they'll be happy to get on a call with you, explain what we did and how we work together. So I already talked about this. I don't want to talk too much about Simplify. We're staffed with FTEs, so we have the in-house expertise, implemented many models. SAP, specific to SAP Analytics Cloud, we're one of 3 North America strategic partners. We've been working with this tool set all the way back to its beta testing time. SAP continues to engage with us for partner testing. We're participating in an upcoming planning hackathon, so that should be pretty cool in the next month or so here. And we're commonly engaged by SAP to help them build out their own internal content. Our market niche, we have the BW, the HANA expertise, Analytics Cloud expertise, BPC expertise with integration. So we grew up from a boutique firm background, but have experience working with really large enterprise companies. So unlike some of the other boutiques out there, we're comfortable working with $50 billion companies. We have finished, polished PMO methodologies. But yet we're still very affordable. And if you're within the Midwest, again, we're located in Chicago. We're very flexible, so we don't have many layers. You're talking to our decision makers. This is just an example of some of our customers. Not going to go through this in any detail on use cases. Happy to share more. We have a lot of these different customer use cases detailed out, but you know, vast majority of our customers end up utilizing SAP Analytics Cloud, BPC, SAP Analytics Solutions in general to help them deliver across many different problems and solutions ultimately, which just kind of shows, hey, with our customers, we commonly go on to phase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because they're seeing value, right? All right, so let's jump into just very quick so you understand the SAP roadmap, how Analytics Cloud fits in, and then jump into the rapid deployment offering and a quick demo at the end. So today, you know, you have your on-premise solutions on the left, so that could be your BobJ universes, that could be, you know, a HANA EDW, that could be BPC, that could be SAP BW. Really, you know, SAP's direction strategically is to move to the cloud. And they are putting all of their development and all of their eggs in the SAP Analytics Cloud solution as their strategic go-forward analytics solution. So that doesn't mean they're not going to continue to invest in BPC and BW and BobJ. Obviously, there's still a need for data warehousing technology. That's not a solve that SAP Analytics Cloud has. But on a go-forward basis, all of SAP's investment is being put into this Analytics Cloud tool set. So especially if you're evaluating solutions new, would definitely highly recommend looking at this. If you have your on-premise solution today, like Lumira, you know, Lumira and Analytics Cloud are very, very similar. You know, might want to consider, hey, there comes a point where want to invest in the same area that SAP is investing in, so your future, you're laying that foundation for your future, right? And the easy way to do that is to go with a hybrid approach. You know, Analytics Cloud can plug into BobJ universes, can plug into HANA, can plug into BW, can plug into BPC. So you can start to get your feet wet with Analytics Cloud without having to rebuild the models. You can actually read from that underlying infrastructure that you already have in place and do analytics and dashboarding and get started very quick on the solution. So kind of with a hybrid approach. And as you move more and more towards the cloud, you know, SAP Analytics Cloud, not only from an analytics perspective, but also on the ERP side, as well as all the different SAP applications, SAP is starting to actually embed Analytics Cloud in SuccessFactors, in S4, so that you have that consistent look and feel of an analytics solution across the SAP stack. So again, a QuickStart program like this is a good way to get your feet wet with the direction that you know SAP is going in, and if you're in SAP shop, the direction that you would be going in for analytics in the future. Analytics Cloud is built on top of HANA, so it is big data ready. You can handle massive, data sets and dimensionality and characteristics that traditional databases really can't handle. It holds that data in memory, so it allows you to scale up depending on your requirements. The performance from a legacy, Microsoft or NetWeaver is just night and day. It's very, very, very different with the ability of the HANA database. So it has that power of that database. It has the ability to provide you smart insights and predictive insights on your underlying BW data, on your underlying BW models, on your HANA calculation views, on the structures that you already have in place today. You can pull those into Analytics Cloud and analyze that data. Analytics Cloud is where SAP is, it's really a three-pronged solution. It's the analytics, which includes the digital boardroom capabilities. This is the platform for digital boardroom. It is SAP's go-forward planning solution, and it is SAP's go-forward predictive solution. So if you know anything about the predictive analytics toolset and KXEN that SAP acquired, all that is being rolled out in the Analytics Cloud toolset. So you can analyze, predict, and plan on one self-service application stack. So it is mobile-ready application as well. So since this solution was really built from the ground up for the cloud, it's also built from the ground up mobile-ready. So the dashboards and analytics and things that you build, they're automatically scalable and ready to deploy on mobile platforms without extra work and effort. So we already talked about this a little bit, but this just shows you the screen in Analytics Cloud, again, with some of these prepackaged data sources. You can start easy by plugging into an existing model, and that's really what this whole QuickStart program is about. To allow you to start getting your feet wet with the solution, start seeing value out of it, start getting experience with the tool set. You can buy a set of BI licenses, 10 of them for a couple $1,000s a year, really on the analytics side, and start test driving this very fast. So again, the benefits of kind of that hybrid deployment, you can extend your investment that you've already made. You don't have to rebuild these models. In the Analytics Cloud, they do pull right in, including hierarchies, attributes, and model data. Analytics Cloud, you can go and download SAP's roadmap information. You can attend their events. The Analytics Cloud is their strategic solution going forward for analytics, planning, predictive, digital boardroom. SAP has thousands of developers working on this application. They have more developers working on this than Tableau has employees. This is their strategic direction. So kind of the benefit of this hybrid approach is it gives you the ability to, at the time to, again, get your feet wet without, ripping out an old solution and implementing a new one. Since it's built cloud ready, since it's built mobile ready, it has some capabilities in it that some of the legacy on-premise solutions just didn't really do well. So some great first use cases would be executive dashboarding, on a tablet. For planning, it could be extending planning capabilities to non-finance people, so the cost center managers or the salespeople, and all they have to do is log on to Chrome, right? So they don't have to go through an Excel screen. Simple and easy to use solution. So these are just some examples of some of the first use cases that with this program that you could run. So you could do executive dashboarding, you could do, CRM, pipeline reporting, workforce analytics. All these would be good first use cases that are available as part of our QuickStart program. Another one would be, sitting on top of BPC, extending planning capabilities. SAP Analytics Cloud comes with write-back capabilities. So not only can it sit on top of the models, but as you update planning data for a cost center plan, for example, it can write back and save that data into your existing on-premise BPC application for cost center expenses. So this is actually just an example use case of that, working with the company in Steppen in the North Burbs of Chicago. We deployed in less than a month sales planning to 125 plus users sitting on top of BPC. So again, we didn't have to rebuild the model. We pulled in the model from BPC. It leverages those same structures. We're able to deploy this planning application with, we basically did 1 hour webinar to deploy it to the sales team and had a helpline. And again, we're able to deploy this in under a month, use it as the collection vehicle. And as a phase 2, now they're looking at implementing executive dashboards as well, right? We have all that data separate in their management reporting application. So, all right. So that's just kind of the background, the roadmap, why, some example use cases of where you could start, where we see this makes sense. I'm next just going to go through very quick the rapid deployment offering. So the specific scope and cost and everything, to get you up and running. And then last, I'll just end with a quick demo content example of what the QuickStart solution provides at the end of the day. And we'll do the badge giveaway. So again, if you're interested in attending the financials event, please message the event at Simplify user. All right, so the QuickStart program, rapid deployment offer, includes for SAP Analytics Cloud the install of the HANA connector in configuration of the connection for up to one SAP data source. And I know SAP data source might be a little bit of a misnomer in here, but essentially, we'll hook up a BW Live connection for you. We'll hook up a HANA calculation view for you. We'll hook up a model sitting on top of BPC, for example. And we will create one model in SAP Analytics Cloud based off of one data source, one SAP data source that you select. And we'll make sure that with that one SAP data source that you select, might be the better way to say it, is that we have the HANA connector and installation hooked up and running for you. We will create up to one dashboard with this QuickStart program with up to 2 tabs. And again, I'll show you some example content. So it's an either or we'll deploy that model including one planning template. So that could be cost center planning template. That could be a sales planning template. Help you collect and aggregate that data, perhaps from non-financial users that you're emailing back and forth with today. And then knowledge transfer that comes standard as part of the QuickStart program is the documentation of the connection setup process, as well as the process to actually create the model and create the dashboard. We have a standard Analytics Cloud end user guide with tips and tricks. So that's also part of this offering, as well as up to 2 days of hands-on training for administrators and users. So again, this is a quick 2-week program to get your feet wet, pull in, build a model, set up the connections, and deploy your first object, deploy your first dashboard, deploy your first planning template, as well as your first model, right? So this is what's included as part of that program. The cost from a services perspective, so from Simplified Solution Services, the 2-week program has a fixed cost of $15K. And then if you want to add on, say, hey, I actually do want to do cost center planning, but I also want to do the executive dashboards, for another $10K, we'll add on one additional scenario. The assumptions with this, it is a 2-week program. Sometimes the initial install, it really only needs to take a half a day really to do the install and connection setup. But it might take a couple meetings with the basis team, make sure they're comfortable with how it works and everything, right? So we basically, this isn't work that necessarily needs to be performed on site. The training would be on site, preferably. So we basically put time parameters around this. Make sure if we execute on it, we can get it done in 2 weeks. It might take you a few weeks to coordinate, so we want to make sure we're getting it done in the upcoming month from when we execute the program. We need to kind of schedule things just a little bit in advance to help make sure we have the resources locked down. And the last note, while what we build with this QuickStart program can be deployed for production, as part of this program, we're not including a testing cycle and deployment from a production perspective for you. So we're standing this up for you, getting your first use case. You could decide to deploy it, but that level of hand-holding is not included as part of this proposal. We're assuming that the client is rolling it up themselves. It's definitely something that can be added on. Then from a licensing perspective, so again, I just covered services, so it has a fixed cost of $15K for that first scenario. From a licensing perspective, again, this is the link, and provide a copy of this document. You can, launch this link, and online, you could go with your credit card and procure 5-10 licenses for under BI only licenses for under a couple $1,000s a year. So I mean, it's essentially something you could put on your credit card. So that link takes you right to this page. You can buy now, sign up. Again, it's a small enough expense that you could literally probably just, put it on a corporate credit card and expense it to get started here. That is for the BI licenses. So as of 12/18, there were $23 per month with a 1-year minimum term. If you know this is the direction you're going in, you can reach out to Simplify, you can reach out to SAP. There's also discounts available for that pricing, especially if you sign up for a longer term or with larger user blocks. But if you're just trying to get your feet wet and you want to get 5 licenses and start the program, you can just do that online. Also, if you're interested in planning and predictive capabilities, the online portal and purchase is for BI only. So if you're interested in planning and predictive scenarios for SAP Analytics Cloud, again, reach out to Simplified. We can help you get a quote working alongside of SAP. So that's the licensing portion. And then it just have some example kind of proof of concept content, or coming out of the QuickStart program at the end of the day. So I have examples in here for HANA, for BW, for BPC. I'll just pull up the BPC Flash example. And we'll just kind of show this for 1 minute, and then we'll do the badge giveaway, and we will wrap up. Okay, so this is in SAP Analytics Cloud. If you haven't seen SAP Analytics Cloud before, this runs best in Chrome. If I click on the sandwich bar, we can go and we can create stories, which would be reports or analytics dashboards or planning templates. We can hook those stories up into Digital Boardroom. So again, this is the platform that Digital Boardroom runs on. We can create models not only based off of SAP data sources, but we can blend with non-SAP data sources. Have different processes, so we can do profitability allocations. There's a lot you can do in the SAP Analytics Cloud. So again, I'm not going to go through all of this, but I wanted to more just provide an example of content at the end of the day once you deploy this solution. So with the dashboards, it would include up to 2 tabs. So this would be 1 tab. If I were to add on another tab here, that would be a 2nd tab. And this should just kind of give you a little of an idea of what the content looks like, right? Analytics Cloud comes with these built-in time sliders, which are kind of nice. So right now I'm looking at year to date. I could drag that and look at month to date. You could also drag this and just natively look at 12 months rolling for sales and EBITDA. And the dashboard all updates automatically. We have these little input control filters. So right now we're looking at dummy data for an example media company. Right now we're looking at total media. I can uncheck all and just pick the print business, for example. And again, all these charts and visualizations just update. So again, this is just an example scenario of, hey, you could deliver a executive financial flash for month-end reporting that just sits right on top of BPC. And you do have the ability to actually design these pages. So you can sit down with us for a couple hours and kind of map out what you would want your 2 tabs to look like from a dashboarding perspective. We build it up, we deploy it, grant you access to it, and you can start using it, right? Again, there's nothing to stop you from using it on day one. And this is mobile ready. So I can pull out my tablet and I can view these same things, and they're all touch responsive. So I changed this to variable print. This all updated. All these charts are drillable, even on the mobile platform, right? So you can click into commercial and digital print. That rebuilds. Probably didn't recache this from earlier. Again, so just example content. All right, so Lauren, let's go ahead and do the badge giveaway from interested pool of applicants.
Okay,
and
great.
we can wrap up the call.
Great. So John, why don't you check your chats just to make sure we didn't miss anybody. But yeah, I want to thank everyone for participating and expressing interest in joining us at Financials this year. So we're going to do the badge giveaway, and then I will be reaching out to you via email if you won. If you were interested and didn't win, I'll send you an email just letting you know, not this time, but we can talk about next steps and getting you registered if you're interested still. And then if you did end up winning, I will reach out to you directly and let you know next steps. So thanks everyone for joining. We really appreciate your time today, and we look forward to talking with you soon. Thanks, John. Great presentation.
Great. Thanks, Lauren. And hey, we did have one question as well, do you need HANA to implement? And the answer is no. SAP Analytics Cloud is a software as a service solution. So you do not need to buy HANA. That is part of the offering. You don't have to deal with the database administration, anything, right? You go and you subscribe and they stand up the server for you. And you can start utilizing it, and you can connect it to your existing HANA calculation views or BW environment or BPC. And that's part of what this QuickStart program is focused on. We have a separate program for non-SAP. Similar, but so yeah, good question.
Okay, John, and we had one more question from Cody. He said, might have missed this earlier, but you guys do work in Canada.
Yeah, we have I think a couple clients. So we have navigated that previously before, and we do a lot of this work for these rapid deployment solutions remotely. So it really only requires kind of that 2 or 3 days of travel, but we definitely can travel, come to your site at training. The other week where we're doing the initial kind of config and build out of the dashboard or planning template, we would probably do that remotely. But we are a small firm, so we're definitely flexible. Another question, when connecting to on-prem, and yes, to confirm, there is no need for a sidecar implementation or for HANA. So if you go and you follow that link and you buy those 5 licenses or whatever, again, that stands up your environment. You don't need any other environment besides that. What's included in those licenses is a software as a service solution for both the analytics stack as well as the database portion, right? That's fully managed by SAP and sits on different cloud platforms. It sits on AWS. It sits on a couple others. So there's actually options as well as far as what cloud platform you deploy on. So yeah, no need for a sidecar approach at all with this. When connecting to on-prems, what databases are supported? So it's a good question. I don't know if I'm technical enough to answer that question. I can definitely get back to you. For any SAP applications, I don't think that the underlying, whether it's Oracle or whatever, or it's Sybase or it's HANA, actually matters. But I don't know if you're talking about more of a native connection to a database, which that one I would have to follow up on. Okay.
Great. I think that wraps up the webinar. Go ahead, John.
No, that's great. And feel free to reach out to myself or Lauren with any other questions. We'd love to help you with this QuickStart program, help you start getting value out of the solution. Thanks very much for joining today.
Yeah, thanks, guys. We'll talk to you soon.